Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Jules Loves Me. Today's episode is the second part of our two-part series called To Remember with Jesse Powers. We're talking about kids, the world of big feelings, and I share a big announcement, and I asked Jesse for her advice. So you definitely want to tune in and hear the rest of this amazing conversation. Hey there, Jules here, and welcome to Jules Loves Me, the podcast. My life is a surrender experiment where I choose faith over fear to follow my intuition. And it has all led me here to share wholehearted stories about what I've learned along the way. So take a nice deep breath, settle in, and remember, the light in me loves the light in you. Now let the elevation of your soul's experience begin. You know, you were talking about language earlier, and Brene Brown has given me so much language to be able to, just understand what I'm feeling. And, the boundaries side of it, she says that you want to be dependable and kind, but you don't want to turn into a caregiver. And so being able to have that as an idea for, how you want to care for people and love people. It's like you don't always have to take care of them and enable them in order to prove your love. You can be dependable and still kind and still stand firmly on your truth, because that's also sturdy leadership. We know this as being parents to small kids. It's like we have to be able to be solid in who we are and how we feel in order for them to know that they're safe. Yes. And that they're taken care of. So it's been such an experience to see that in the little ones and also in our adult life with our adult friends. And I know that's something we share is a passion for kids. So tell me about that.
Oh my gosh, I love kids. I don't know. Every time I see a baby, I just get all gushy inside. No, I've worked with kids most of my life. Yeah. I worked as I guess you could call it a line therapist is what my official role was for an organization that did in-home visits for kids with autism. And so I did like tutoring for kids with autism. That was a part-time job of mine in college. And then I worked here in Columbus at the Children's Theater and got to do plays for kids and go to their schools. And then my day job for the past 5 years before I went full-time in music was being a full-time nanny. So I got to like see kids from, all different developmental stages. I was close to two different families. And I was really blessed to work with babies. I started with them at 6 months and now they're 4. So watching them develop and being able to do exactly what you're talking about is learn how to be the center of calm and safety for those kids emotionally. That's like a crash course. Having kids and doing that,
Those parents were blessed to have you around their kids.
I'm waiting for her to finish so I could be like, I'm so grateful for all of the children's lives that you got to be a part of. And Aww. I know that those families, what a blessing that you were, and I'm sure continue to be to them. So that is major. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's one of the things that's tough about being a parent. If you want to, have somebody take care of your kids, it's like, well, what are their beliefs? Like, what are they going to talk to my kids about? Are they going to let my kids know that they're not enough,
well, do they like themselves?
Yeah. There's so much. There's like little energy things are tough for kids to digest when they don't understand them.
Are they a safe space for kids to be around? So that's such a interesting way to look at it. And with emotional regulation and emotional intelligence, that can start right away. I mean, there's studies that show that talking about emotional regulation and intelligence to babies, like just in the tone, they really pick it up and they show that this helps them to learn regulation as they continue to develop. And so it's so important. And it's something that I think we feel like, you have to be at a certain age to really comprehend it. But the thing is if I'm speaking angrily to you, you're going to know it. And if I'm safe and there's no danger within me, as far as the tone, you're going to know that I'm safe. So, that stuff is really important.
our 7-year-old son and I wrote a book together, and it's called You Are the Sky. And it's just about that you are not your feelings, and you're not those emotions. They are in you, but they also need to move through you. So this was our way of learning how important that lesson is, was through story. And so this is a big thing for us. And we're actually going to follow in your footsteps and do a crowdfunding campaign coming up in November. So we want to self-publish Julie and I's book.
Oh my gosh. Yay! That's so exciting.
So yes, thank you for your excitement. Really, really excited about it. This book, we've been reading it, doing story time over FaceTime with friends. And, it's just been such a beautiful experience. And we want this book it's the first of many, because we already have more ideas on it, but we want this book to be in the hands of the kids who need it, and also to be reminded that they're loved, and reminded that people out there also understand them and see them.
Young love, the kind that's only getting better. Young love shines in any kind of weather. Young love, the kind that's only getting better. Young love shines in any kind of weather. Young love, the kind that's only getting better.
I would love if you have any tips or anything, any support you can share with me on going through that process, because your fundraiser was a huge one, and you were successful.
Yeah. It was a nail biter, yeah.
And wait. We have to celebrate. Yay!
Insert applause.
Thank you.
So what was it like going through it? Because it was a nail biter. We were watching with it. We were like, what happened? Went to bed, wake up. What happened? Where's it at now? So
yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking and stressful at the beginning, much more than the end, because I think at the beginning, I really went on an emotional journey and learned a lot from that experience, because you set your intention, and I set out to be like, I'm confident about this. I'm manifesting this. It's going to happen. And I don't know what I'm going to learn along the way, but I know it's going to happen, and you have this confidence about, the intention that you've set, and the manifestation, and the universe is going to carry it through. And then for me, about halfway through, I was like, this is a test of faith now. And I am absolutely terrified. It was about halfway through, and my goal was 24,700 or something. I don't remember the number, 24,000. And by my campaign was 3 weeks long, and 10 days in, I had $9,000. And I was like, this is going to fail. And it was really interesting for me, because that fundraiser came on the heels of a really rough time for me. And that rough time for me was a public thing, because I made it public, somewhat. I didn't disclose a ton of detail about what was going on, but I just made it, very obvious that I was having a really hard time, and, had been just feeling a lot of shame and a lot of guilt and a lot of frustration. And so to have then this setup, which I then again chose to do publicly, right? To have this, I don't know, risk just out there for the world to see, knowing that everyone just saw me go through this really tough time, put me in a super uncomfortable spot, because I hate the idea that anyone would pity me. I do not like that idea at all. And so to be in the middle of this fundraiser and to then feel like I was going to fail in front of everybody's eyes immediately stirred up that fear for me. But what it really did was push me very close to myself, because I realized exactly how much I had become attached to what people thought of me.
I've been dragging my feet again. Can't seem to get my mind on the right track. It's been a couple of months now, and I keep hoping I'll get that high back.
Working through that and, you know, just staying with myself through the fear of humiliation and embarrassment and all that stuff and failure, I kind of came to a place of peace about it, which I think energetically allowed what happened to happen, because I let go of attachments and I was no longer investing my self-worth in what happened. And by the end of it was like people were just coming in out of nowhere, like people that I haven't talked to in like 10 years were like, oh, here's $2,000 for your project. Someone that I don't even know that like just found me on Google gave me $1,000, you know, like just amazing magic. As soon as I could center myself in a space of real confidence and love and not just this sort of shaky, you know, wavering confidence and faith.
You can only change yourself. And the sooner you let go, the sooner you make room for something else. Oh, child, let it slide. There's a little piece of heaven right before your eyes.
Like, I trust.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're like, so
Yeah.
somebody else gonna join in, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
right, you got pushed into that, and you had
Mhm.
already been practicing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that what a next level. I don't like the word test, but opportunity
Challenge.
for
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
be able to rise to that challenge and go, all right,
Yeah.
well, even if the money doesn't come through, I will at least be at a better place within myself, a better understanding of who I am and what I'm capable of. Hey, you, are you enjoying this episode? Well, if you are, may I suggest hitting share to send this goodness with your circle of loved ones? Not sure how to share it? Well, most listening platforms have a share button in the bottom right-hand corner, or you can text a screenshot. Word of mouth is one of the most impactful ways you can help us to grow our show. And remember, y'all, sharing is caring. So please hit subscribe if you haven't already before the show ends. Okay, let's get back to it.
But, you know, I just think also it's like there's the energetic aspect of it, and then there's the practical aspect of it, which is just to keep on talking about it. Like, don't be afraid to be annoying. I sent out so many mailing list emails. It was ridiculous. And I know I annoyed the crap out of people because at the end of the campaign, I had lost like 12 subscribers or something. So a bunch of people unsubscribed from me. But yeah, just like getting the gusto to just be like, this is important for the world to see, and I'm forcing you to see that it's important. Please agree with me.
Please agree with me.
Please agree.
Open your wallet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I appreciate that, Jesse. Appreciate that. You hear everybody listening. You hear Jesse said, I can email you and annoy you. I'm just kidding. I'm going to be very mindful about it. But this is important because that's the thing. It's like with everything happening in the world, these kids
Yes.
have not only do we all have giant feelings, then most of us don't know what to do with, but the kids then have the parents who don't know what to do with their feelings. And so when I talk to parents, they're like, I don't know. I don't have authority anymore because I'm not setting a good example. And I'm lost and wavering in what I should do and how I should do things. And so understanding how I can be helpful in that situation has been giving me that fire.
You were talking about the age earlier. Somebody was about the age of when we actually talk about these things and when we learn these things. And I'm pretty sure in our society, we haven't figured out what that age is. You know, like some people, you know, like you were in your 20s and you decided to try to, you know, emotionally mature.
Yeah.
I was in my late 20s or early 30s, you know, but there's no class that's taught in high school or in elementary school or in any school that you go to that teaches you, you know, the most important thing of when somebody pushes you that you don't necessarily push back.
Ooh, nothing I could ever say resonate the same way that this love does in me. Inhale, exhale, breathe.
That's interesting that you're saying that, because when I was conducting all these different interviews, speaking to social workers and teachers and parents, just figuring out like what's the need of these kids right now. And I asked about emotional regulation. Is this taught? What are resources around it? And they're like, almost across the board, everyone said, oh no, the kid has to get in trouble. And then they get put in a special class where then they have videos about emotional regulation. And I was like, what? So this isn't just standard for everybody? No,
Right.
no. Oh, no. And then it's, looked down upon. Of like the one parent I spoke to, she's also a social worker. And she said, and my kid had to go into one of those classes. And I thought, oh, man. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a great thing, by the way, that your kid got put in that class, because now he has greater tools. And she's like, yeah. She said, just the initial of we're going to have to go this route. She said, because this is just the way it's set up,
Stigma.
and in the system, right?
Yeah.
In the system, the stigma exists. And so I was so appreciative that she was so honest with me on that, because it really helped me understand the needs of not only the professionals working with these kids, but also the parents. And sometimes they're both,
Yeah.
So that support is really what Josh and I are wanting to put out there, is not only a safe space, but also resources. So when you get in the safe space, you can learn some things and feel supported and feel loved and feel that you're not alone.
Somewhere in the beat of your heart, there I am. Somewhere underneath all the war-torn believing, there you have always.
Yes, it is my philosophy right now. Like,
It's something like a
your self-worth is not up for grabs. Like, it's not at stake. And anytime I feel that my self-worth is involved in something like a success or a failure or whatever, I immediately am like, okay, I can't think that way, because it's throwing off the whole manifestational energy of it. It's throwing off my peace, which is the most important thing. And as soon as I let go of that expectation and let go of that attachment to, oh, this is my identity and this is going to say something about who I am or what I'm worth, boom, manifestation. It happens. And it's better than I could have ever imagined. I mean,
Always.
Isn't that amazing?
Always.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
I know.
crazy.
Our one job is to remember that our job is to just stay open. Like,
Yes.
That's it. Like, as
That's
soon as your
happy.
heart wants to
Oh.
close up and get tight, breathe through it, forgive
Yes.
yourself.
inhale, exhale.
Oh my goodness. We could talk to her all day. She's
I know.
like the best. It is so amazing, because we've been loving your music for so long, and
Oh,
just,
thanks.
just really appreciative of who you are as a person and the light that you bring into this world. So to get to have this conversation and get to dig into, your background a little bit is such a blessing to us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I want to know, where would you like us to follow you? Like, where is your main spot where people can connect with you?
So if you just want to keep up with me sort of regularly about like where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, that's on Instagram. So that's at Jessie Powers Music, and that's JESSE. There's no I in it. Jessie Powers Music. And then any events and live streams and stuff like that all gets posted on my Facebook. So that's facebook.com/Jessie Powers Music. And that's pretty much it. You can stream my stuff on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, everything basically. And then if you're interested in downloading, supporting, buying CDs or vinyls. My merch shop is going to come hopefully by the end of the year. That's on my website, jessiepowersmusic.com. So
that is so exciting. And we'll have the links to everything that you've mentioned in the show notes. And I just have to say, I loved your music before To Remember came out. And now I'm just like next level with it. I love it so much. We've got it. I brought it in from the car because I want to listen in the house because I can't wait for the vinyl to come in. You know, we're big record folks up in this
everything's
family.
on vinyl around here.
And the kids are really excited about that too. So, you know, we're our little baby prophets around here. We want to make sure we plant those seeds of all the goodness with music, especially. So,
and I'm going to plug myself that I would love to jam with you sometime. I'm a sax player. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, shut up! Really?
I enjoyed all the horns on your album. And
what is the one that is? I think it is "Blow My Mind." Is it "Blow My Mind" where you have no sax is on Alpaca Socks. Alpaca Socks. So you have a sax player, and he was totally like.
I was like, a sax player's getting down.
She got some horn up in there. I hear it. Jessie, thank you so much for being with us today. We're so grateful for your time, your energy, your love, all that you bring to this world. And we know that this will not be the last time that we chat with you. It's on my vision board manifestation list to have you not only working with us in the future, but here in the Hopeful House. So events to come.
Yes, I can't wait for that.
And then we jam out with the sax, and I'll just be like dancing for y'all. You know, I don't play anything. I have a bass guitar back there, but it hasn't gotten any action in a long time. But I'm just saying, I'll be dancing for y'all. I'll just be like cheering you on.
Cool. I can't wait for that. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This has been such an awesome conversation. I love talking to you guys, so this is great.
Thank you so much. What a conversation. Wow. And can y'all believe Julian and I are going to publish our book? Yee! We need your help. So please help to bring our children's book, You Are the Sky, to life by supporting our GoFundMe page or visiting julesloves.me/GoFundMe. That's JULESLOVES.me/GoFundMe. Special thanks to Jessie for sharing her story, her heart, music, and all of her power with us. The music featured on this series showcases Jessie's second full-length album and her first fully orchestrated studio recording, To Remember. It's available now on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music, Bandcamp, Amazon Music, and Apple Music. So please go download it now. And for booking inquiries, you can contact Jessie via her website, www.jessiepowersmusic.com. You can also find Jessie under social media handle Jessie Powers Music on Facebook and Instagram. And make sure to subscribe to our show if you haven't already. And please share this episode with your favorite people. Till next time. You've been listening to Jules Loves Me, the podcast. If you feel uplifted and inspired and seen, I invite you to join us in the Miracle Lab, where we expand these conversations into spiritual teachings. Do you need a mentor or an accountability partner? Come to the lab and let's support each other while we experiment with miracles and grow together. Visit www.themiraclelab.org. Special thanks to my co-host Josh, who's also on production and sound design.
And a big thank you to you for listening. Send me a text and let me know what landed. 229-206-9280. I'm your host, Jules, and remember, the light in me loves the light in you. I'll see you in the lab.